Hi guys, welcome back to channel Master X-Ray. So today we're gonna do a short review for this Freedom Gundam produced by the Daban Model company. So let's get started. So first and most important part we have to highlight, which is this part here. It's actually very loose. Every time you try to move the body or twist the body, this part here actually fall off. And the whole skirt here will be fall off as well. So for my suggestion, this part here you better cement it if you're not gonna reopen this part here to repaint. So coming up next will be this part here, which is the back skirt. There is some defect here, as you can see. There's a small part here which actually blocking the skirt. It seems to be one of the defect which is not supporting the part to move it up and down. So I would suggest this part here to be cut off. So now let's get a closer look of this kit in front of the camera. This kit is one kind of a beast. All the details here is actually very nice, as you can see, from the light, from the skirt, to the shield, to the body, to the shoulder, and to the gun itself. There's actually a lot of details. So as well as for the backpack itself, for the wing part, as you can see, all the details, all the color separations, part separation is very nice. But when you try to pose this kit, you have to be really careful, as some of the part is very loose and some is actually quite tight, whereby as you can see from this picture here, some of the part just fell off when we try to just do some pose to show the cameras. So when you are trying to pose this kit, be really careful with it. Turn it slowly, pose it slowly, and try not to make any of the parts fall off. So something that you guys need to take note of is this part here is actually the body part of the Freedom Gundam. So when you dismantle the wing part, it's actually very loose. This part can take off easily. So when you try to dismantle the wing from the Gundam itself, this part is auto pull off by the fitting of the center part. So now guys, let's get a closer view on the wing itself. This will be the wing of the Freedom Gundam. On the side note, some of the things that you will need to be aware of or take note of, which is be really careful with the box itself, as if you dent some of the runner, you may cause some of this stress mark here. This stress mark here is actually caused during the transportation of the kit itself, so it will need some time to clear off. So be really careful when you try to transport this kit over to the place you try to assemble it. So as you can see, this kit here can actually open off. The part here, the wing part here can actually be opened up. But on the side note, one thing that you will need to take notice on or be really careful on, which is this part here. As you can see, there is some of the stress mark here caused by the part itself when we try to fit it in. This part here is actually very hard to fit in, so after you fit in, you can see there's some of the stress mark. You can see there's some of the stress mark caused by the part itself. But luckily this part here you won't be able to see it as it's covered from the back of the wing itself, except you try to pull the weapon off to make a pose. We will give you an example. When we try to twist this, you will hear some of the very tight sound. Which may cause this part here to be broken off anytime. So please be careful when you try to pose this part here. Be really careful, as we don't dare to really do much of the posing for this part here, as we scared this might break off the connector itself. So now let's look at the kit itself. So on the side note as well, this part here, be really careful. This part could detach easily when you try to pose the light. This part here. So when you assemble, be aware on this part here. If you look into our time-lapse assemble video, this part here actually does not fit it directly in. So it's best you fit this part to the white part here before you attach the white part to the light itself. So this part here can be opened up. This part here, be really careful, as this part, the connector to the part itself is very small. So please be aware when you try to assemble it, don't break it. So as you can see, there is some fitting issue here, which you may see some of the gap. So this will be the gun, the weapon itself. This part here can actually be moved, and this part here can actually be opened up. So on the side note for the hand itself, that will be used to hold the gun, this part here, this part here, the holder does not actually fit it really good. You may need to use some blue tape to stick it on, else when you try to pose it, the gun may be fall off anytime. So as for the shoe itself, as you can see, there is some fitting issue here, but overall it's quite good, the fitting, other than some of the gap here, as you can see. So for the weaving itself, be really careful, as this part here is very sharp. You may break this off anytime when you try to pose the kit itself, or perhaps when you try to assemble the kit itself. As if you look back into our video on the first part of the assemble the head, this part here does cause some trouble, as the fitting is very hard to fit in. As we try to do it slowly, not to cause any broken to the weaving. So this is the shoulder part. It's very detailed on the hand part itself. It's very tight. So this part here, be really careful. Try not to break it when you try to pose it, as the part is very tight. So this small part here, be really careful. When you try to assemble this, try not to break this off from the part itself, or fall this part off when you assemble it, because this is a very tiny part whereby there is some snap fit issue. So I would suggest this part here, best is you guys do some sanding on the white part, on the bottom of the white part, on top of the white part, so that it fit correctly in and not too loose. So this will be some of the points that we highlight to you guys here for this short review. We hope you guys do enjoy and understand what we're trying to bring out on this boat leg model. Overall, this boat leg model is really awesome. It's just that the snap fitting issue costs 40% of your time. You will have to do the snap fit properly before you assemble it, and not to break off any part. So that's all from us. We hope you like our video. Share this video, subscribe to our channel, and remember to click on the notification turn on to follow up on our next video. See you guys in the upcoming video. Thanks guys.